liberty.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it rejoice loud as the rolling sea. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it rejoice loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the hope that the dark past has brought us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has taught us. Facing the rising sun as our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Let us march on till victory is won.
Please be seated. Well, I think she got us ready and all warmed up. Without further ado, I want to bring up someone who helped bring the idea of this mural possible. Houston-owned Houston Society for Change Chairman Carl Davis.
All right.
Good afternoon. Today, we're honoring one of our own, George Floyd, who is an alumni of this great institution that's named Jack Yates Senior High School. To the best mayor, Sylvester Turner. Amazing Commissioner Rodney Ellis, who funded this Black Art Project. And our dynamic Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, who's en route. I call them the three amigos, since the other ones have retired. They are brilliant minds, strong will, and strong advocates for their community. To the two boldest senators in Texas, State Senator Boris Miles, who's our senator in Houston, and Senator Royce West, who's all the way here from Dallas, who started a mentoring program for young boys of color, the Miles Ahead Scholar, the Conrad Leadership for Boys program. And then we have our own Councilmember Carolyn Evans-Shabazz of District D. You know, that's the district of destination. This mural should bring more tourism dollars to this city. Councilmember?
That's right.
To HISD Board President Patricia Allen, Superintendent Renita Latham, and the General of Jack Yates High School, Principal Tiffany Guillory, and all who are assembled today. Today, our mission is twofold, and I stand on my faith, my AME faith, and a proud alumnus of Jack Yates High School. We come to celebrate the life and legacy of our hometown hero, Mr. George Floyd, and fellow Yates alumni. But we lift the weights of our backs and fight the battles against the powers that continue to prey upon the many black communities around this nation. With all my soul, I believe in the power of light against the power of darkness. Sometimes those powers of darkness and of light are arrayed on the street corners through this country. Sometimes they are arrayed in the conflict that is so demeaning, disparaging, and dehumanizing that they embrace a nation. But in the end, they include all facets, morality, and consideration for humanity. We stand today somber but hopeful, representing Houston Society for Change, led by Carl Davis, Pernell Davis, Chris Spellman, Rhonda, and Dolores Rogers, and our cohorts, 88 Chump, George Floyd's Jack Yates football teammates, Herbert Mouton, Vaughn Dickerson, Jonathan Veal, and Gerald Moore. I know you're wondering, what is 88 Chump? 88 was George's number when he played football here at Yates. And CHUMP stands for Communities Helping Minorities Progress, whose mission is to stand in unity with all who are oppressed regardless of race, color, and creed, and break the shackles of systematic oppression and racism in all facets of life, from mass incarceration, education, financial economic wealth gap, inner city police brutality, etc. Had a vision of a mural and joined with our resident black art expert, Commissioner Rodney Ellis, to seize this opportunity during Black History Month, to turn a tragedy, a heartbreak, and a debacle into a positive movement for change. This team joined together to commission a brilliant artist, Jonah Elijah of Los Angeles, a 2012 graduate of Jack Yates High School, to design the mural. Jonah Elijah is known for his encapsulating black life in America and addressing controversial issues that affect the African American community. In partnership with Harris County, the City of Houston, and all other community sponsors today, the mural will become a reality. It was important that the mural be placed prominently in the front of the school George Floyd attended to inspire students and give a voice to the struggle for social justice in Houston and the world. Today, Jack Yates National Alumni Association will also honor 3 students selected for its first George Floyd Social Justice Scholarship at this dedication. I'm honored that we have George Floyd's niece, Brooke, here, along with other family members. Brooke is an honor student at Jack Yates, an honor student at Jack Yates, who electrified this nation when she spoke at her uncle's funeral, who's programmed to speak today. George Floyd's life has been the constant wind beneath our wings that sails that push us to create this mural that will become a symbol of hope for our storied history. As you look around today, I want you to know that his life is the guiding light whose love for all of mankind continues to show us the way to human respectability, decency, and politeness. A little over 9 months ago, thousands upon millions of people, young and old, from all social backgrounds and economic status, gathered together, marched and protested an unjust, unmerited, and undeserved manslaughter. It would have been easy for us to emerge from this horrific tragedy and death filled with anger, bitterness, and despair. And yes, we did. Yet we march onward. As you can see, we have taken a higher path. We come to dismantle the system of oppression that lingers throughout this nation and build a society of trust, equality, fairness, and impartiality. We will continue to lift the knees of injustice off the backs and necks of our communities and struggle them and support them with the splints of objectivity, honesty, integrity, truthfulness, and reliability, and to make sure this city is a nation never forget Big George. We have created history through art, involved in inspiring our youth with hope to unite and to take a stand as we put this grand footprint here at the entrance of Jack Yates High School in the 3rd Ward community. Thank you, Mayor Turner, Commissioner Lee and your team, through your many initiatives, improve the quality of life in so many undeserved communities. Special thanks to my hero, Tamian Babel, Vice President and General Manager of Fox 26, and Susan Schiller for providing the platform to share this historical moment with the world. Carol Haddock, Walter Hambrick, Ivan Marquez, and the great guys in the Department of Public Works. And of course, my dear friend Susan Christian, Eileen Kwan of Special Events, and the captivating, motivating General of Jack Yates High School, Principal Tiffany Griffith, the guiding light that inspires the Yates Line to achieve greatness. Thank you for capturing the dream and making it a reality.
All right.
Well, I'm glad those words were powerful, Carl. I told them to turn off the mic like they did in the 2020 debate, but they wouldn't do it. Your words were powerful. I think they were meaningful in such a time as this. In a city like Houston, I don't think we could have asked for a stronger mayor than what we have in Mayor Sylvester Turner, one who is making sure that we remain Houston strong. Without further ado, our Mayor, Sylvester Turner.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Look, let me just start off. Carl Davis kind of captured it all. And so I'm not going to repeat that. I do want to acknowledge, of course, the council member of District D, Councilmember Carolyn Evans-Shabazz, that I work with very closely, and a Jack Yates product, and then Commissioner Rodney Ellis, who is paying for the cost of this mural. Please give it up to Commissioner Rodney Ellis. Councilmember Plummer is also present. Councilmember Plummer, thank you so very much for your commitment. What can I say about Senator Royce West, all the way from Dallas? Thank you, man, for your continued leadership. Really appreciate you. Look, let me just say this, and I'll be brief. Today we're here to celebrate the life and the death of George Floyd. To the families, to the family members, those who are here and those who are not here, this is another public statement that the life and death of George Floyd is not in vain. And that 8 minutes and 46 seconds are still being resonated throughout the globe. I just want you to know that because of his life and his death, reforms are being made on the way of law enforcement all over the country. Even right here in the city of Houston, we are learning to do things better, to be more respectful, and to value life even more, even right here. Even with the U.S. Conference of Mayors, George Floyd and his life and death are making changes all across the country. With the African American Mayors Association, changes are being made on that level. Conversations and discussions, even at the congressional level, are being made. So it's not just about a mural. The mural is a public manifestation, representation of what takes place when a person who grew up in the community homes, went to a Jack Yates, even then whose name is now resonated all across the globe. And this is to say that his life is not in vain. And his death has even helped Sylvester Turner to be a better mayor, and the Houston Police Department to be a better department. So that's why we are here. I'll close by simply saying, say his name. Say his name. Say his name. Now let's do a better job so there won't have to be another George Floyd. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor Turner. And of course, you know, when you call him, he always answers. He's the man that I know to be at Harris County Commissioner's Court, to be effective, always on time, and gets things done in Commissioner's Court. Without further ado, our Harris County Commissioner, Rodney Ellis.
Thank you, Purnell, and Carl, thank you. Carl, you did do a good job of spelling it out. I do want to recognize a very progressive district attorney from Fort Bend County. Brian Middleton rode a bike over here with me about 12 miles. One of our new criminal district judges, Natalia Cornelio. Natalia, Judge, wave your hand over there. I saw Representative Ron Reynolds as well. Mayor, Harris County is proud to partner with Carl Davis, Purnell, his entire group, particularly Jack Yates High School, on a city street to pay for this mural. It's important to do this during Black History Month. It's important for all of us, as the mayor said, to say George Floyd's name. But we don't stop there. The criminal justice system in America and in Harris County is replete with racism, it's replete with inequities, and there are far too many people who look like George Floyd who are in the county jail who ought to be somewhere else. So when we celebrate today, I know there's some motorcycle riders, community leaders are here, socially distanced, of course. Superintendent, students are here. But this mural is a perfect, clear example, a reminder to us, yes, Black Lives Matter, George Floyd's life mattered, Breonna Taylor's life mattered, but we're going to look at the numbers and we want things to change. Now I'm going to close with a couple of stats, Carl, you didn't give. I want you to just listen to this. A Black Harris County resident is almost 5 times as likely as a white resident to be sent to state prison. A Black Texan, Senator Miles, Senator West, I'm so proud of the work you do. A Black Texan is 16 times likelier than a white person to go to prison for cocaine possession, even though usage rates are the same across racial and ethnic lines. Mr. Floyd, something was wrong in America when that officer put his foot on your neck, and something's still wrong. And this mural is to remind us, all of us, we can do better. Thank you.
Okay. Oh, man.
Thank you, Commissioner Rodney Ellis. Now this next person, I know for sure if I want to be in a fight, I want him to be there with me. This guy doesn't need an introduction as well. Our own State Senator Boris Miles.
What's happening, JY? What's happening, JY? I want to say thank you to Carl Davis and his complete committee that put this memorial together. I want to recognize the George Floyd family for sharing him with us. I want to say hello to our mayor and all the other elected officials, our superintendent, our board members. Hey, look, y'all, as a graduate of this high school, class of '84, where you at? Class of '84, I want to say, hey, look, I heard the mayor speaking as I was walking up. It took a little boy from CUNY Homes to rock the world. It took a little boy from the CUNY Homes to wake up our eyes across this nation. It took a little boy from the CUNY Homes, Jack Yates Senior High, to make light and put light on the criminal injustice and make sure that we correct them and put a light on all the police brutalities, not just in this state, but across this country. George Floyd's name will go down in history books. And we can say we all had a piece of him right here in 3rd Ward, Texas. Go ahead. You know, often when you see the billboards and you see the murals, and as I drive by this mural every day, I'm gonna think of George. And you know what I know what he's doing in heaven right now? You know what he's doing, y'all? He's singing, I'm so glad I went to Jack Yates High. I'm so glad I went to Jack Yates High. I'm so glad I went to Jack Yates High. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank y'all. It's my pleasure. It's my honor.
He may be singing it, but he won't be singing it that way.
Yeah. Have y'all ever heard the mayor sing? He need to go shut up, don't he? He need to go sit down somewhere.
Keep his day job.
Yeah, don't quit your day job, brother.
Keep your day job.
So right now, I have the honor. Right now, I have the honor and the pleasure of bringing up another sister who's JY proud. I think everything about her family was JY. Her father coached me here. Her sister was in my class. Her brother was behind me. And I know she went here, and I'm not quite sure. Did your older sister go here too, Shabazz? Did your older sister go? Or the brother? Did all of y'all go to Yates?
Except for one, she went astray.
Okay, we won't count credit for that. But look, you're talking about a fighting sister. From the time she got sworn in, she has nothing on her heart but the Third Ward community, District D. She's sincere and passionate about what she does. I enjoy getting her calls no matter what time of night they are. Somebody who I know is going to try to make a change, that's going to be in the fight to make a change for our community. The one, the only class of, don't do that, of Jack Yates High School.
I'm so very honored to be here, and certainly I'm still very grieved about the event that catapulted this, and I thank the Floyd family for allowing us to stand with you to change so that this never has to happen again. I'm going to spend just a small minute to just acknowledge some other elected officials that I saw here, and then I'm going to reclaim my time, so go on with that paper, okay? All right, okay, all right. In the crowd, we have the HCC trustee, Dr. Reagan Flowers, and then we have Kathy Bluford Daniels, who had the nerve to come to Third Ward in a Wheatley shirt, but Fifth Ward lives matter too. Okay, all right, I see the alumni, Jack Yates alumni president, Mr. Jeffrey Boney, who is also a Missouri City council member. And I really, really appreciate everybody that's here. I started out with the mayor in Acres Home this morning, along with the Congresswoman, so I know she'll be here. You know, she had to make several stops. And so I'm very honored that I am also a Jack Yates graduate. I know that Rodney got as close as he could going to Worthing High School. You know, we did have an overflow. And so I'm very thankful that he's here. And I'm going to have to say that actually the Jack Yates Alumni Association, Mr. Carl Davis and the Change Society came up with the idea of the mural for George Floyd. But we know the idea ain't good till the money's on the wood. So I want to thank the commissioner, certainly. And I also want to take time to give him my condolences. He lost his father this week, and yet he is still here standing with us, and I really appreciate it. And so I just want, So thank you everyone for being here, because it's about you. It's about this community. It's about changing so that we don't have to continue to do this. You know, so that we can go past a slogan and past a mural to real and substantive change, so that we can really recognize that Black lives truly matter. Thank you so very much. I didn't do so bad, did I? Oh, I'm sorry. They gave me a last-minute instruction. And so I want to recognize some teammates of George Floyd. One in particular I have known since he was a baby, and now we're the same age. Now, you'll figure that out on the way home, right? And that would be Mr. Herbert Mouton, and also Mr. Vaughn Dickerson, who were teammates of George Floyd. All right. Well, just rub it in, right? Okay, all right. But I actually was almost born in these halls. My dad was the basketball coach, and I was raised running through these those halls over there that are still sacred. And I want to recognize the vice chair of this change, and that would be Dr. Chris Spellman. And so certainly, if you all would come forward, then I can take my seat. And thank everyone for coming, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, Letitia Plummer, State Rep. Thank you so very much. Good job.
Okay, they brought me back. Hey, look, y'all, on a serious note, to the Floyd family, I want y'all to know that in the spirit of your son, we've got some important legislation that's going to be filed in Austin called the George Floyd Act. It is a combination of police brutality and criminal justice reform bills, who's been authored by myself, senator all the way from Dallas, Texas, the only other African-American senator in the state of Texas, Brother Royce West. Would you please stand up? Come all the way down from Dallas to be here with us. The Congresswoman is not here, so if I go ahead and say this and she gets here and she wants to beat me up, I just need y'all to help me out, okay? There's also a federal bill in the halls of Congress in Washington, D.C. that has the name George Floyd on it, okay? So I want you to know that your boy's spirit in his history is going to be chronologized and mean something for our communities, because it's going to be against police brutality and criminal justice reform. I also want to recognize, before I get off the mic, another state rep who is going to be fighting on that bill and also on that bill, Ron Reynolds. Would you please raise your hand? All the way out of Fort Bend. I've been told to recognize the police chief, our surveyor, our very own. I also see one of our councilwomen back there, Letitia Plummer. Did I miss somebody else? I can't see. Who is that? I can't see. No, that's not Brian. That's a woman. See? Okay, so just keep in mind, Floyd family, he may be gone. ACC trustee. You got it? Understand, the spirit of your son will never be gone. The spirit of George Floyd will live forever and ever in our hearts and in the history of this country.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they say there. Cause all I do is win, win, win.
Win, baby, win. Win, baby, win. Win, baby, at all costs. Win. No matter what it takes, win. There's a winning tradition here at Jack Yates High School. Jack Yates built itself about winning. Winning is all that matters. Football is the world's greatest sport, and football is a team sport. And the team sport is not just about playing the game, it's about life. And it's just not about life, it's about life with brothers, sticking together, working together, exhibiting unity through adversity. One team, one dream, hustle, hit, never quit. Tradition never graduates, it matriculates. It keeps showing up at every opportunity to participate at Jack Yates High School. The 1992 Lions faced a season of tremendous challenges. They learned that it's not where you are, it's who you are. And it's not what you have, it's what you want. And they learned to go out and get it, take it, whatever they wanted. And it doesn't matter who your opponent is, it's who you are. You are a winner.
a tradition. You come from a tradition of winners. Jack Yates win in every situation in life. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me present this opportunity to introduce to you the Jack Yates Lions, the champions from 1992. Leonard Price, number 58, linebacker. Jeremy Ventus, number 85, wide receiver. Come on down. Godfrey Johnson, number 62, offensive line. Gerald Butler, number 95, defensive line. Ontario Lawson, number 66, offensive line. Daryl Bohannon, number 77, defensive line. All right. Oscar Clay, number 60, linebacker. And also, I'd like to introduce you to Chump, the guys that founded Chump. Herbert Newton. Come on up, Herbert. And Vaughn Dickerson. And last, but also the greatest, is number 88, Big George Floyd.
First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out to honor George Floyd. George Floyd was a dear friend of mine, a dear classmate, a dear teammate. Me and George Floyd started off at Biddy basketball with Calvin Murphy at the old YMCA that was right behind the school. We later met up at Yates in the 9th grade. I was Floyd quarterback. From there, we spent numerous hours together. 8 hours in school, 4 hours in extracurricular activities, whether it was football or basketball. Just thinking about what has happened to Floyd, myself, Vaughn, Jonathan, Gerald, we text all day, every day about this. It's still unbelievable because of the type of guy that Floyd was. Even though he was big, he was a big bear. Very soft-spoken, very humorous. Floyd to have you laughing when you didn't feel like laughing. Floyd was just that guy. I remember going to eat at Guillory's where Floyd's mother worked. I remember going to Floyd's house. They didn't have much, but he offered what he had to offer. Like Vaughn say, we was brothers from another mother. What Floyd didn't have, we had for Floyd. Wasn't nobody leaving nobody behind.
Take your time, bro. Take your time.
It's been a rough road. Not only did I lose Floyd, but I lost my father this year as well. Floyd knew my father. My father knew Floyd. I used to conversate with Floyd. All he was wanting to do was do better for his family. He went as far as reaching out to my son on social media to see how I was doing. The class that I was in, class of 1993, we still have a close niche. We still keep in touch with one another. It's just a lot of love. All we could do is continue to educate ourselves, get out and vote, not get distracted by the presidential vote, but also local voting. Local voting is what affects our community immediately. Not just that, but the census. Understanding what census is. Census is how we get our money for our community. So if you're not filling out the census, you're shortening the community. You're shortening us. Not just that, but Jack Yates is a very, very traditional school. We have an awesome principal here right now. I know the alumni wants what's best for the school.
Not equal. CHUMP is a nonprofit formed by 4 childhood friends of George Floyd. Myself, Harold Mouton, Jonathan Ville, and Gerald Moore. We designed this organization to end police violence, dismantle systematic racism, and ensuring access to the ballot box, whether by mail-in or person. We're coming together to stand up against injustice. But certainly, it's very sad to say that we're still attempting to get justice. Today's mural painting, Get Your Knee Off Our Necks in honor of George Floyd. Hopefully this will bring an end to a devastating year, one that we saw so many black men and women get killed by law enforcement. And not saying that all law enforcement is bad. Chief Acevedo has been very integral in what we're doing, and FINA. But this also follows a summer that we've seen a global outcry over the killings of black Americans at the hands of law enforcement. And it takes place in the midst of a pandemic that has disproportionately affected people of color. We stand united with Congresswoman Lee, the AME Church, Commissioner Rodney Ellis, the City of Houston. We thank all you guys for all the support, the emails, the Zoom meetings, Pernell Davis, Principal Guillory, the mayor, HPD, and Black Lives Matters. We're up here also, not just in honor of Floyd, but we're asking for some funding to fund a new stadium facility in the back of Jack Yates High School with a new turf field, a scoreboard, and a concession stand, and some bleachers in honor of George Floyd. If they have all this in the Cadiz, the Shadow Creeks, and everywhere else, why can't we have it at Jack Yates, who's been the winningest high school for a football and basketball program in the state of Texas? I pray that this cry and this dream becomes a reality, because we cannot no longer tolerate or wait. We demand this. It is owed to us. As a community, all of us out here, do not get into some type of normalcy again. When Floyd first passed away, a reporter came to me, and I did an interview at the Houston Memorial Gardens. And she said, "I'm sorry to tell you this." She said, "I'm gonna turn off the camera." I said, "No problem." She said, "I don't know why, but I've covered Trayvon Martin and several other killings of black Americans at the hand of law enforcement." She said, after 2 weeks, they go to a normalcy. I said, "What is that?" She said, "They stopped marching and protesting." She said, "We stopped marching and protesting." So I asked that if you protest, protest peacefully. But we need to protest every day. Do not get excited about no $1,200 stimulus check. We thankful, but you need way more than that to live off of. We're tired of getting handouts. It's time that we get fed. It's time that we be equal. And I pray that all of us together unite, come together with the alumni, let the principal do her job, and let's all start making some donations to this program. Again, to the family, Woo, Zaza, Tanya, the rest of the family, the kids, some of y'all were babies. Man, I love y'all. We here for y'all. We're going to continue to fight this good fight of faith. Thank you all.
I just got a call from the Congresswoman, and she is on her way. All I can say is somebody's head is going to roll because they had the wrong time on her schedule, but she is close, and Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee will be with us shortly. Thank you.
I'm leaving because I rode a bike over here. I got to ride the bike. I got to do it too. Y'all got to do it too.
Thank you, Herbert Mouton and Vaughn Dickinson, and also Dr. Chris Spellman for your remarks. I want to make sure that we don't forget anybody, acknowledging any elected officials that are here. I know that State Representative Ron Reynolds is here from Fort Bend somewhere. I also know that the DA of Fort Bend County is here, Brian Middleton. Also, Councilmember Letitia Plummer is here.
School Board Member Kathy Daniels.
School Board Member Kathy Lether Daniels is also here. And then I also see our chief, HPD Police Chief Art Acevedo is here. Thanks for the support. And then also Council Member Dr. Letitia Plummer is also here. And then, of course, Fort Bend County is representing out here today. Bridget Lawson, the county attorney for Fort Bend County, is also here as well.
Councilman Jeff Bone, Fort Bend.
And then Missouri City's own and Jack Yates' own, Councilmember Jeffrey L. Boney, also with the RTJ. Don't forget to watch him as well. Now, listen, the principal of this school has been such a great host, and we could not continue on in this program if we did not allow her an opportunity to give remarks. I know that she has something great to say. So without further ado,
Trustee Myrna Guillory, the newest elected.
I told you I couldn't go to a fight without him. He's going to make sure I don't forget anybody. Trustee, Myrna Guillory, I was looking right at you, and I did not say it. I apologize about that. And then, without further ado, our principal of Jack Yates High School, it's got to be Patricia Guillory. Come on up. Tiffany Guillory. I need you, Senator. I need you to be in that fight with me.
You know, I got Brian Middleton. I got 60 people riding by. He rode 12 miles.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. In August, I received an email from Carl Davis. And he said, Ms. Guillory, we're going to put a Black Lives Matter mural in front of Yates.
Yeah, can we look at it?
I said, okay, Carl. Yes, sir, Mr. Davis, class of 72. We emailed back and forth from August until Thursday. Last Thursday, I received an email from Mr. Davis saying, we'll be there tomorrow to me, the senators, the mayor's committee, HPD, HISD, to do the planning and set up and scope out. I said, when he got here the next day, I said, Mr. Davis, I didn't know it was going to be this big. I haven't even told my boss this was happening. He said, Ms. Guillory, anything I do is going to be big. I simply want to say thank you, Carl Davis. My Lions deserve this. Every morning, my Lions will walk in and see they matter. Every evening, they will leave and know they matter. Black lives matter, Lions lives matter. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for all being here. Continue to support my Lions. And pray for my Lions, and pray for our school, and pray for our community. 3rd Ward, Texas. Thank you all. I have the honor of introducing my superintendent, Dr. Grenita Lathan.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Let me start by recognizing our trustees again from HISD, President Dr. Patricia Allen, Trustee Kathy Bluford Daniels, Trustee Myrna Guillory. So they are here today representing HISD. Give them a round of applause. And I agree. Thank you so much for recognizing our outstanding principal here at Yates. Yes, allow her to do her job, and Yates will continue to thrive. Number one, Yates is an international baccalaureate high school. I just want to make sure you understand that. Now, I do, since the commissioner left, I really can't pick on him the way I want to, but I want to say to the senator who is a graduate of JY and to the councilwoman, how did y'all let a Worthing coat really come up in here and take over and put out here Mural? So, Senator, it's going to cost you another $20 million. I need another mentoring program for boys of color. So you need to just bring on $20 million to make up for letting the coats come over here and put this on the streets, okay? I just want to say that. To the Floyd family, thank you so much for allowing us to honor George Floyd. Thank you so much. Thank you for just giving of yourselves, and you've been in a national spotlight for a year, a painful spotlight. So thank you. I'm so proud our students will know the legacy and history, not only of Jack Yates High School. I believe we're celebrating 95 years on Monday. The school has been in existence for 95 years. So thank you again. Carl Davis, you're right, you do everything big. When you get an email from Carl Davis, all you can say is, yes, I'll be there. Thank you again, Carl, for the invitation to the Jack Yates alumni. Y'all always do it grand. Thank you so much. Oh. I have the pleasure of introducing my outstanding board president, Dr. Patricia Allen, who is a retired administrator in HISD. All right, Dr. Allen.
Hey, Boo. We ain't talking. We got to catch up.
Yeah, we have got to catch up. Most definitely.
I figured since you had this, president in place, we can slow things down a little bit.
We'll see.
I need you to scoot on up. Y'all come on up here.
Matter of fact, I'm going to let y'all have the whole stage.
Thank you. And of course, I want to introduce Trustee Bluford Daniels and Trustee Myrna Guillory. All right. And Black Lives Matter, a mural created by the students of Jack Yates High School, a traditionally black campus who witness systemic racism every day of their lives. From the boardroom to the classroom, they see hidden racism. Though we stand here before you with honor because of our position in HISD, we still experience hidden racism. When looking at the interim superintendent who has successfully moved the district out of trouble with the state and has so many more innovative ideas to further the path of HISD, racism says you can't be successful because of the color of your skin. No matter how effective you are, we have to do a search. You can't be successful because of the color of your skin. When looking at the board president, racism says you can't be successful because of the color of your skin. We will ask a load of empty questions, even off the agenda. We will make a motion to destroy any decision you make. And the two of you together, we don't trust you. You can't be successful because of the color of your skin. But there's a light at the end of the tunnel. HISD police officers have started taking implicit bias training. The board has agreed to take implicit bias training. But until we get through this long, dark tunnel called racism, let this mural be a beacon of light that shines. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. Thank God Almighty. Black Lives Matter. When racism goes, we'll be able to focus on our children. Thank you.
Anybody up here but me, right? I know, right? Everyone has kind of moved around, but I want to recognize an icon in this community. We have with us Mrs. Clarice Freeman, who, and if you know her husband, or if you knew her husband, Dr. Thomas F. Freeman at Texas Southern University, you'll know that she is the woman that helped him to be successful. Thank you for joining us, Mrs. Freeman. She was also my former piano teacher, and then I realized that I needed to do something else. But thank you so much for what you imparted in me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Carolyn Shabazz. Thank you, Dr. Allen. Thank you, Tiffany Guillory, the principal of this school, and also the other great trustees, and Dr. Lathan as well. We thank you for being here as well. Listen, a lot of the decoration that you see, the logistics that you see around here, there was a really, really hard-working team that helped to put this together in addition to the City of Houston with Susan Christian. Dr. Rhonda Spellman did a fantastic job staying up late nights, and also Tony Lewis Middleton as well, and Dr. Rhonda Spellman's wonderful team. So we're thankful for them. Listen, I want to also bring up your Jack Yates' own Jeffrey L. Boney.
All right, greetings everyone. My name is Jeffrey L. Boney. I am the president of the Jack Yates National Alumni Association and a proud Jack Yates graduate class of 1991. As we celebrate the 95th anniversary of our prestigious and our beloved school this month, a school that is like no other and an alumni that's like no other in this world, I want to thank you all for being here today for this historic and momentous occasion as we unveil the Black Lives Matter mural during Black History Month in honor and memory of our fallen Jack Yates Lion, George Perry Floyd Jr. I want to thank Jonah Elijah, another Jack Yates grad, for such a powerful mural. Big Floyd was Jack Yates through and through. And you can't think of Third Ward, you can't think of the CUNY homes, and you cannot think of Jack Yates High School without thinking about and mentioning George Floyd's name. I want to thank my friends over at King and Spalding LLP, especially David Lang, for their generous contribution to help us with the Jack Yates National Alumni Association establish the George Floyd Scholarship for Social Justice. On behalf of the entire Jack Yates National Alumni Association Executive Committee and organization, we are here to present our first ever scholarships in the amount of $2,000 each in the memory of George Floyd to 3 deserving recent Jack Yates High School graduates, all of which are now attending my other alma mater, Texas Southern University. I'd like to, at this time, recognize Mr. Dominic Davis, Mr. Cornelius Ballard IV, and Mr. Trayvon Harrison and their families. Trayvon could not be with us today because he had to work, but I need you all to come up and please be recognized at this time. Dominic, Cornelius, are you guys here? Oh, Cornelius, okay. What did I say? Okay, Cornelius. Oh, they want them to come up here?
Yeah, I guess so. They're taking pictures.
Can you come up here?
Okay, get behind the post.
So keep going. Can we do it down there?
Okay, no, let's do it down there. Stay down there.
Hey, let's put the check in front of them. Sit down. We do it Jeffrey Boney now. If we get somebody gonna sing a song, get them after the song.
Hi.
Everybody has spoken up here. Hey, you hold on. Yeah, but all these elected are going to okay, that's my core family. No. Okay, they're going to come up. Okay, no. Are you ready? Yeah. And bring the phone. Okay, you can hold that thing.
Thank you all.
No, it's the man. Bonnie, forgive me for that January 6th. I'm telling you, we are like, maybe I can do a sit down and I'm really here.
Thank you, Jeffrey L. Boney, for that generous donation. Listen, she's our own. She's our Congresswoman. She's our fighter in Washington. She's our fighter in Houston. She's our fighter in Texas. She's a fighter wherever she goes. Our own Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee.
Wow. And she got a sign that says 1 minute. That must be...
Just tell her like I did. Go on.
Superintendent Latham, I was the girl in the first grade that the teacher had to speak to more than once, and I still kept on talking. I am so glad Destination D council member pulled me out of a meeting, a protest that we were having across town, because I really thought that we were starting at 1 o'clock. So please forgive me, I would have been here before this time. But thank you. Let's give Councilmember Carolyn Shabazz, Destination D, a big hand. And let me thank Houston Society for Change, dynamic and outstanding organization. They may only have a couple of months or year under their belt, but have they not done an outstanding job? Yes, they have. All right, y'all are a little too quiet out there. I'm not going to do my 1 minute, that's for sure. But let me acknowledge Brooke Williams and Brittany Williams of the George Floyd family who are here. Let me acknowledge them. And I don't know, is Rodney here and Brandon? Tanya, y'all all need to come on up. Don't be shy, just come on up. I think you have some moments. I think they're going to ask you to come back. You ask them to come back another time?
Yes, ma'am.
Not right now?
Not right now.
Okay. But I just want them to stand up here, and I'm going to get ready to make my remark. Huh? No, they're okay. They just need to stand socially distanced. They're going to have it. They'll be okay. Somebody here. They're coming at another time. Let me, I know this is not the church, but can I get you shh so I can hear myself, folk over there talking? This moment, and I want to acknowledge all of those who took evil to turn it into good. We could not imagine any sight that any of the sight of what we saw when the brother, the son of this community, lost his life. We cannot imagine. Even with the journey that we have taken from slavery to Jim Crow to segregation, we cannot imagine the visibleness of the murder in broad daylight. This Black History Month is to remind the nation of the strength of Black families, Black sons, Black daughters, and Black legacies. The Floyd family comes from sisters. There are nieces here who grew their families in CUNY homes. Some would describe that as a place that you don't grow families. No, you grow legacies. And their mothers grew legacies. The Floyd family. Give them a very big hand. So my message today, with the spirit of the historic 3rd Ward in the historic 18th Congressional District, I remind you of the Honorable Barbara Jordan, the Honorable Mickey Leland, the Honorable Craig Washington, and the privilege I have to serve with those legacies. It should be known that we as people are kings and queens descendants, and what we are today are overcomers. I want the Floyd family to be looked upon, my description, as loving, as strong, but as overcomers, as people who have given messages for peace. All the time that they mourned and suffered, what they did was to show to the world the legacy of African Americans who did not have bitterness against police, did not have bitterness against their neighbor. All they showed is that they wanted action. They wanted justice. And I want Black History Month to continue, Dr. Latham, as you teach your children, that it is an ongoing fight for justice, and we should not return to what we had. We must fight for justice and never stop fighting for justice. And so today, Dr. Reagan Flowers, we will be able, and all of the colleagues, the mayor and Commissioner Ellis, my good friend Commissioner Garcia is here. We don't mean to hide him out. He is here because we are a diverse community. We fight together. And so, my friends, I'll say this. The journey of the Floyd family started way before they lost their beloved brother. And the journey does not end today. And it will not end because their work is yet undone. They go in the name of so many, like have had the tragedy. They go in the name of Breonna Taylor. They go in the name of Jacob Blake. And they go in the name of even Trayvon Martin and Tamir Rice. I want the world to know that the history of African Americans and Black people is not all wrapped up in death, but it is wrapped up in glory. It's wrapped up in success. It's wrapped up in leadership. It's wrapped up in courage. And so I stand here today in front of all of you in the name of Black history that recognizes from the man that's on the front lines in the United States Army in a military uniform in Africa, to the nurse that is fighting to save a COVID-19 life who graduated from Jack Yates High School in some hospital today, to the very teacher who went to Texas Southern University who is teaching their children online, to the Floyd family who travels around to speak truth to power and to speak about justice. I'm honored to be here. I'm honored to have them as family and friends. I thank them for their historic legacy that you did not ask for, and I thank you so very much for all that you all have done. And so as they stand here today, I have several things that I want to give them, and I leave you with the words of Maya Angelou: if they show you who they are, that is who they are. And our beloved brother, the Dr. Martin Luther King, who reminded us that injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. Frederick Douglass said, there is no power without struggle. We must be reminded of who we are as a people. Let us not settle for second class and third class. Let us lift up the richness of our Black history. Let it be today that we shout out that we will never be turned around, that our journey is going forward, and we will get the victory. We will get the victory. H.R. 40, Commission to Study Reparations, we will get the victory. It is my privilege while you're standing here to acknowledge the Houston Society for Change, if they would come forward. They helped to get this done. Is this great? And I wanted them to be able to see you. Houston Society for Change, Brother Carl Davis, we are honored, and his other members of which, all right?
Yes.
Brother Pernell Davis, all related. Everybody's got a Davis name on it.
Chris Spellman.
Chris Spellman. He's got a wonderful pharmacy wife.
Rhonda Spellman.
Rhonda Sklearn Jones.
Rhonda Spellman.
Rhonda Spellman, his wife. Anybody else?
That's it. That's our team.
All right, that's the team. Give them a very big hand.
All right.
I met the artist, Jonah Elijah. Would you please come? I met his family. He's got paint all over him. Can you come quickly? Jonah? Okay, we'll wait on him. He's coming. And 88 chump. Where's that president? Anybody that can call themselves a chump, you know there's some bad brothers. Whoa, there's some bad brothers. I've seen them on CNN. I've seen them on Face the Nation. I've seen them on 60 Minutes. I'm so proud. What was meant for evil, come on guys, has turned into good. Say it with me, please. What was meant for evil has turned into good. You can't tell me about the people who are descendants of enslaved Africans, because look at them right here. Football players, high School, Jack Yates graduates, and now they are leading leaders for change in this community. I'm excited about 88 chumps. They got to have a lot of courage because they call themselves some chumps. All right. And come on, brother. This is my young man. I did like this, okay? It is my pleasure on behalf of the United States Congress to present to you a congressional recognition. Your efforts are most deserving of the respect, admiration, and commendation of the United States Congress. What I'm going to ask you to do is have a large class of teaching us to paint.
Oh yeah,
and we will come out in some area and we will get like you and you will teach us to paint.
Oh yeah.
What a wonderful talent you are.
Yes.
Michelangelo couldn't be on you, but John Biggers, the spirit of John Biggers is looking all over you.
That's my favorite.
John Biggers is his favorite artist.
Yeah.
John Biggers' spirit is everywhere.
Yeah.
All right? Thank you. There you go. All right.
This for y'all, man.
Now, are you gonna promise me a class?
Oh, so,
a class that you gonna open it up?
Yeah.
All right.
We got.
In,
I'm gonna do it.
In the 18th Congressional District.
Yeah.
Okay. Finally. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm finishing on this note. Step right here this way. There you go. Isn't that beautiful? Let me finish on this note. When they asked for me to take a picture for the United States Congress, I want you all to know I went in front of one of these murals. These are different, okay? Give them a very big hand. Beautiful. Wow. All right. Let me close. There is a new Congress.
No problem.
There is a new president. There is a new Senate and a new House. And there's a new chair of the Crime, Homeland Security, and Terrorism Committee, and that is Congresswoman Jackson Lee. We are going to never give up, and so I'm going to present the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. This big bill, it's more than what George Floyd is. It's more than his life. It's more than we mourn him to death. But one of the things that we do as a people is that we march, we protest, and we speak. But one thing we do is we act. So I'm going to present this bill to the elder. All right. All right. So this is a bill and a promise. Hasn't been signed yet because we got a lot of work to do. But you can see how much substance your brother was worth. Wow. No knock in here. The opportunity to be able to get justice, the ability to train police officers, money to communities to reimagine policing. All of that is in here. And I'm giving you a sealed copy of the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. All right. God bless all of you. And I think my wonderful colleague is coming. God bless all of you. God bless the United States of America. Black history lives and breathes. And when we can't breathe, Black history lives. I thank you so very much. What did you say, sweetheart? I said thank you so much. That's all right. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Isn't this family wonderful? Okay, so, Carolyn, do you want to come?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you very much. I didn't see Rodney. Was he here?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to call. Purnell, are you calling them now?
Yeah, I'm calling them in just a few minutes.
Okay, Rodney, they're going to call you in just a second, okay? All right.
He's on my brother's behalf too, man.
Okay, pardon? I love it. All right, okay, they're going to call both of y'all.
Floyd.
Okay, I got you, LaTanya.
Oh, Rodney, go ahead and speak now. Go ahead and speak.
And LaTanya.
You ready?
And I'm going to stand with you. Go ahead, sweetheart.
Hi, everybody. I'm LaTanya Floyd. I'm George Floyd's big sister, but the biggest sister is behind me. I'm just overwhelmed today, and I thank you all so much. This is beautiful. This is so beautiful. The murals, the billboards, it's just amazing. And the greatest thing about it is just it's not just Black people that's behind us. It's all race and creed, and that means so much. I want to say God bless you all, and thank you so much.
Thank you, LaTanya, for your strength. Thank you for your strength. Thank you for your strength. Thank you for your strength. Law enforcement.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Good afternoon. I'm Bianca Williams, the niece of George Floyd.
She's talking.
I too am alumni of Jack Yates, and I'm honored to be here today. This is home for us, and this means so much to my family, and I know it means a lot to my uncle. Continue to stand with us. This is the beginning of a long fight. United together, stronger than ever. Thank you, Jonah, for this beautiful masterpiece and everyone that helped contribute. Before I go, I want to hear y'all say his name. Say his name.
How y'all doing? Thank y'all for inviting us to this wonderful event, and thank you, Jonah, Elijah, for this beautiful masterpiece, as my niece said. I mean, very beautiful. And thank you guys, Champ, 88 Champ. Say what?
Yeah, 88 Champ.
Okay, so guys, you know, as we grew up a couple of blocks from here in the CUNY homes, and I mean, wonderful upbringing. I mean, it was beautiful. Unity. We have a wonderful mother.
Oh yeah.
Beautiful neighbors, friends, family members, extended family, and thinking of Brother George. Right now, he loved Yates so much. He loved his community so much. It was J.Y. Fly when he was there. Trust me, y'all. He represented, watched every game, kept up with every game, no matter where he was, encouraging the kids in our neighborhood to get their academics together. You know, I mean, encouraging the little gang violence we got going on, whatever you have, let's, you know, encouraging everybody to unity, standing. And Floyd was a great man. Everybody loved him in the community. And when it came to Yates, some of his best friends, they just left off the stage. Mouton, Bun, Lance, and oh man, I can name countless others. He told us so many stories, y'all. I'm gonna make this about him. He told us so many stories of his time here at Yates. And I mean, 9th, 10th, 8th grade, them guys always there. I mean, so many great memories. And thinking of his classmates that just left the stage, I ran into them recently and had a great conversation with the guys. And they got a great vision they got planned out. So is Muggs over here in front.
Oh, Muggs.
And the George Floyd Foundation in front. And back on Brother Floyd, guys. I'm gonna tell y'all, share with y'all something, with something to him. When Yates had the lion cage in front, it's still here, lion cage in front, y'all. I remember as a kid coming up, and he made varsity. And we used to come up here all the time and stand by that cage as a kid. You fascinated with it, and being around, you get a better understanding of the feeling, the love, the pride of the Yates. Cause I couldn't wait to come to Yates as a kid myself. And seeing Brother Floyd, we stand by that lion all the time, you guys, and he loved that lion, that pride.